There are days when everything feels harder than it should. You sit down to work and nothing moves. Tasks feel bigger, decisions feel heavier. Even starting feels like effort. And on days like that, we usually respond in one of two ways. We either push harder, trying to force a breakthrough, or we avoid everything, waiting for a better day. But both approaches miss something important. Momentum doesn't come from big actions, it comes from small movement, the kind that feels almost insignificant in the moment. Because when you're stuck, the real problem isn't the task, it's the weight of it. The way it sits in your mind, unfinished, undefined, slightly overwhelming, and the longer it stays there, the heavier it becomes. So instead of trying to finish it, what if you just moved it? Even a little. Open the document, write one sentence, reply to one message, organize one part. Not because it's enough, but because it's movement. And movement changes something. It breaks the stillness, it interrupts the resistance, it gives your mind a small signal. We've started. That's all momentum needs, not intensity, just initiation. Here's something interesting. Once you complete something small, your brain registers it as progress. And progress, even tiny progress, creates a subtle sense of satisfaction, not excitement, not motivation, just a slight lift. And that lift makes the next action easier, then the next. And slowly, without forcing it, you find yourself doing more than you planned. This is why small wins matter, not because they're impressive, but because they're repeatable. Anyone can take a big leap once in a while, but small steps you can take every day, even on low energy days, even when you don't feel like it, especially then. So instead of building your day around big expectations, build it around small completions. Create a simple list, not of everything you have to do, but of things you can finish. Quick, clear, doable. And as you complete them, let yourself notice it, not as pressure, but as proof. I can move things forward because confidence doesn't come from thinking you can. It comes from seeing that you already did, even in small ways. Here's something you can try. At the end of your day, instead of looking at what's left, write down 3 small things you completed. Not the big achievements, just the small real actions. Over time, that list becomes something powerful, not because it's impressive, but because it's consistent. And consistency creates momentum. So on days when everything feels stuck, don't aim for a breakthrough. Aim for a shift, one small win, then another. Because progress doesn't always look like big leaps forward. Sometimes it looks like quietly refusing to stay still. And that's more powerful than it seems.